Okay, Alex, I want you to think about the most stressful, anxiety inducing visual experience in modern digital communication. The thing that makes your heart rate spike, your palms sweat, and your brain immediately jump to the worst possible conclusion.
Oh, wow. That is a very specific and dark way to start. But I know exactly what you are talking about. It is the three little dots.
The typing bubble? Yes.
Yes, you send a message, and immediately, you see the three little dots appear. They are typing. Your heart starts beating faster. You think, oh no, what did I say? Are they angry? Are they writing a long paragraph to correct me? And then, the dots disappear.
And they never come back.
Exactly. They just vanish. And now you're left in complete silence, staring at your screen, convinced that you have just ruined a relationship, lost a client, or offended someone's entire family.
I completely understand that. The typing bubble is the ultimate modern psychological torture device. It creates this intense pressure because you know a response is coming, but you have no idea what the tone will be.
It is a nightmare. And it is even worse in a second language. Because when you're reading a text or an email in English, you are not just reading the words. You are desperately trying to read the tone. You are searching for hidden meanings.
That is so true. In text-based communication, we lose all the non-verbal cues. We cannot see facial expressions. We cannot hear the tone of voice. And we cannot read body language. So, our brains try to fill in the blanks. And usually, we fill them in with our own insecurities.
Exactly. I had a terrible experience with this a few months ago. It was a classic digital misunderstanding. I was working on a project with a new client. Everything was going well. We had a good rhythm.
Okay. Setting the scene. Good rhythm. Positive vibes.
Yes. Then, on a Friday afternoon, the client sent me an email. The subject line was just, question about the timeline. My stomach immediately dropped.
Question about the timeline is never a good subject line. It is always followed by bad news or a sudden change of plans.
Exactly. I opened the email, and it said, "Hi, Alex. I noticed the deadline for the final delivery is next Tuesday. Is there any way we can move this up to Monday? We have an internal meeting on Tuesday morning and need to present it."
Okay, that is a reasonable request. But it is definitely an inconvenience for you.
Yes, and I was already planning my weekend. But I wanted to be a good, flexible, professional partner. So, I wanted to reply quickly to show that I was on top of it. I typed out a response. I wanted to sound friendly, relaxed, and accommodating.
What did you write?
I wrote, "Hi, no worries at all. We can definitely move it to Monday. Have a great weekend."
That sounds perfectly friendly and normal to me.
That is what I thought. But the client replied 10 minutes later, and the reply was just one sentence. "I am, in fact, quite worried about this, as it is a major deliverable. Please confirm you understand the scope."
Laughs? Wait. I am, in fact, quite worried?
Yes, I stared at the screen. I thought, Why are you worried? I just said no worries. I was so confused. I thought no worries was a standard. Polite way to say, it is not a problem. Do not stress about it.
It is. No worries is incredibly common in casual and semi-professional English. But here is the thing about digital communication. Alex, tone is everything. And to some people, especially in a high-stakes business context, no worries can sound a little bit too casual. It can sound like you are dismissing the importance of their request.
But I added an exclamation mark. No worries at all. I was trying to be enthusiastic.
I know you were. But the client was already stressed about the deadline. When someone is stressed, they do not want to hear no worries. They want to hear I understand the urgency, and I am on it.
Ah. So my attempt to be friendly came across as flippant.
Exactly. Flippant means not showing a serious or respectful attitude. You were trying to be relaxed, but they needed you to be serious.
That is a huge cultural and linguistic nuance. In my language, if I want to relieve someone's stress, I say something like, do not worry. It is under control. It is a comfort. But in English, no worries can sometimes sound like, this is not a big deal to me.
Precisely. And this is a perfect example of why we need to talk about email etiquette and digital tone. Because the words you choose can completely change how your professionalism is perceived.
So, what should I have said instead? Give me the magic phrase.
Instead of no worries, you can use what I call the acknowledgement and action formula. You acknowledge their concern, and then you state the action you are taking. For example, hi, I completely understand the urgency. I will adjust the timeline and have the final delivery to you by Monday afternoon.
I completely understand the urgency. That is so much better. It validates their feelings without being overly emotional.
Yes, it shows empathy and competence at the same time. Another great alternative is, thank you for letting me know. I will prioritize this to ensure we meet the Monday deadline.
Prioritize this. I like that. It sounds very professional and proactive.
It does. And notice how we avoided the word worries entirely. In professional emails, it is often safer to focus on solutions rather than emotions.
That makes so much sense. But Sophia, it is not just emails. Text messages are even more dangerous.
Oh, the text message minefield. Let's hear it.
Okay. So last week, my manager sent me a message on our team chat. He said, "Hey Alex, can you send me the report when you have a minute?"
Standard. Polite request.
Yes. So I finished the report. I attached it. And I sent it back. And to be friendly, I added a thumbs up emoji.
The classic thumbs up?
Yes. I thought it meant task completed. Good job. Everything is fine. But the next day, I overheard my manager talking to another colleague. He said, I asked Alex for the report, and he just sent it with a thumbs up. I feel like he is being passive, aggressive.
Bursts into laughter. Oh, Alex. No. The thumbs up emoji drama?
I know, I was devastated. I thought a thumbs up was universally positive. It means good or yes?
In theory, yes. But in modern digital culture, especially among younger professionals or in certain corporate environments, the thumbs up emoji has developed a reputation.
A reputation? For what?
For being dismissive. It can be interpreted as, I saw your message. I am acknowledging it, but I do not have the energy to type a real response. It can feel like a conversation ender.
But I just wanted to be efficient. I did not want to write a whole paragraph for a simple task.
I understand that. But in text-based communication, brevity can sometimes be mistaken for coldness. If you want to be safe, a simple will do, or on it, or even just got it, thanks, is much warmer than a solitary emoji.
On it. That is a great phrasal verb. It is short, it is energetic, and it does not look like I am dismissing them.
Exactly. Emojis are tricky because they are highly subjective. What feels friendly to you might feel sarcastic to someone else.
This is exhausting. I feel like I need a degree in digital psychology just to send a message.
It can feel that way, but it gets easier once you understand the general rules of professional digital communication. And honestly, Alex, you are not alone in this. I have seen native speakers struggle with this constantly.
Really? Even native speakers.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of the phrase per my last email?
Yes, I see that all the time. I always thought it was just a formal, polite way to remind someone about something. Like, as I mentioned before,
Laughs. Oh, Alex, per my last email is the nuclear option of corporate communication.
the nuclear option?
Yes. It is widely considered passive. Aggressive. It is the professional equivalent of saying, I already told you this. Why are you not reading?
No way. I have used that. I thought I was being thorough.
I know you did. But when someone writes per my last email, the recipient immediately feels defensive. It implies that the recipient is incompetent or not paying attention.
That is terrible. So what is the polite alternative?
If you need to remind someone about something, you can use a softener. You can say, as a quick reminder, or just circling back to the email below. Or I wanted to bump this to the top of your inbox.
Bump this to the top of your inbox. I love that. It sounds helpful. Like you're doing them a favor, rather than scolding them.
Exactly. It frames the reminder as a helpful nudge, rather than a criticism. Another classic one is, I hope this email finds you well.
Ah, yes. The ultimate email cliché. I use that all the time.
It is a very safe, standard opening. But it can become problematic if you use it in the wrong context.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine you're emailing a client because their website has completely crashed, and they are losing thousands of dollars an hour. If you start that email with, Dear John, I hope this email finds you well. It sounds incredibly tone deaf.
Laughs, oh, right? Because they are definitely not well. Their website is on fire.
Exactly. In a crisis, you skip the pleasantries. You go straight to the point Hi, John. I am aware of the website outage, and our team is actively working on a fix.
That is so logical. But when you are nervous, you default to the scripts you know. I hope this email finds you well is my safety blanket.
And that is completely understandable. But part of becoming fluent in professional English is learning to read the room. Even digitally, you have to match the energy of the situation.
That is a great way to put it. Match the energy.
Yes. Now, since we are on the topic of digital communication and the pressure of getting it right, I want to try something with you. A little role play.
Oh no. I knew this was coming. My fingers are already hovering over an imaginary keyboard.
It will be fun. I promise. And it is great practice. I am going to be a client who is slightly annoyed because I have not heard from you in 2 days. You're going to write a verbal email response to me. You need to acknowledge the delay. Apologize professionally without groveling, and give me a clear update. Ready?
Okay. I am ready. No worries. No thumbs. Up emojis. No, per my last email.
Perfect. Shifts posture. Adopts a slightly impatient, formal voice. Hi, Alex. I am following up on the proposal I requested on Wednesday. I have not received it yet, and we have a meeting with the stakeholders tomorrow. Please let me know the status immediately.
Takes a deep breath. Speaks clearly and calmly. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for following up, and I apologize for the delay in getting this to you. I have been finalizing the budget section to ensure all the numbers are accurate. I will have the complete proposal in your inbox by 4 p.m. today.
Breaks character. Smiling widely. Oh, Alex, that was absolutely brilliant.
Really? It felt a little bit formal, but I was trying to match the energy.
It was perfect. You acknowledged the follow up. Thank you for following up. You gave a brief, valid reason for the delay without making excuses, finalizing the budget section. And you gave a very specific, actionable deadline by 4 p.m. today.
It feels much safer to have a structure like that. When I am nervous, I either apologize, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Or I get defensive. I was busy.
And both of those extremes are problematic. Over apologizing makes you look unconfident, and getting defensive makes you look difficult. The acknowledgement, brief reason, action formula keeps you perfectly in the middle. Professional, accountable, and solution oriented.
I am definitely writing that formula down. But Sophia, I have to be honest. All of this digital communication, it is exhausting.
I hear you. Say more about that.
Well, there is this constant pressure to be on. At my company, we use a chat app, and it shows a little green dot next to your name when you are active.
The dreaded green dot of availability.
Yes, and if the green dot is green, people expect you to reply instantly. If I step away to get lunch, or if I just need 5 minutes to think without being interrupted, I feel this intense guilt. I feel like my boss is watching the dot turn gray and thinking, Alex is slacking off.
That is such a common and valid feeling. The always on culture of remote work and digital communication is incredibly draining. It blurs the line between being productive and just being constantly available.
Exactly. And when you are working in a second language, it is even harder, because replying instantly means you do not have time to check your grammar, or think about the tone, or use a translator if you need to. You are forced to react, not respond.
That is a huge point. The pressure to be fast directly conflicts with the need to be accurate and thoughtful, especially for language learners.
Yes. So sometimes, I will intentionally turn my status to away or busy, even if I am just sitting at my desk, just so I can buy myself 5 minutes to breathe and formulate a proper response. But then I feel guilty for lying about my status.
Alex, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You are not lying. You are managing your boundaries.
Managing my boundaries.
Yes. Your time and your mental energy are your most valuable resources. If you need 5 minutes to think, to check a phrase, or to just drink a glass of water without being pinged, you have every right to take that time. Setting your status to busy is not a deception. It is a professional boundary.
That is a really nice way to look at it. I always thought it was a trick.
It is not a trick. It is self-preservation. And honestly, any good manager would rather have you take 5 minutes to send a clear, well, thought out message than to send 3 panicked, confusing messages in a row.
That makes so much sense. Quality over speed.
Exactly. And if someone does message you while you are busy, you are not obligated to drop everything. You can reply when you're ready. And you can even use a polite phrase to set that expectation.
Like what?
Something like, "Thanks for your message. I am currently focused on a deep work task, but I will get back to you by the end of the day."
Deep work task. I love that. It sounds very professional and important. It makes it clear that you are not just ignoring them, you are doing valuable work.
It does. It commands respect. And it teaches the other person to respect your time, too.
This is incredibly empowering. Sophia, I feel like I have been playing the digital communication game on hard mode without knowing the rules.
We all have to learn the rules as we go. Digital etiquette is constantly evolving. Remember when people used to sign off emails with "yours faithfully"?
Yes, that sounds like a letter from the 1800s.
Exactly. Language and communication norms change. The key is to stay observant, be willing to adjust, and most importantly, give yourself grace when you make a mistake.
Give myself grace. I like that.
Yes. If you send a text with a thumbs up and someone gets weird about it, or if you say "no worries" and they take it the wrong way, it is not the end of the world. You can always clarify.
How do you clarify without making it more awkward?
You just keep it light and direct. You can say, "By the way, I realized my last message might have sounded a bit brief. I am fully on board with this and excited to get it done."
That is so simple. It just clears the air.
It does. It shows emotional intelligence, which is often more important than perfect grammar.
Okay, I feel much better about this. But since we are experts now, I want to test you. Sophia. Rapid. Fire Scenario Game. Digital Translation Edition.
Oh, I am ready. I have survived many corporate email wars. Hit me.
Scenario 1. You're thinking, why are you asking me this? I already told you yesterday. What do you actually type?
Just as a quick reminder, we discussed this yesterday. And the current plan is to...
Perfect. Polite. Factual. No nuclear options. Scenario 2. You are thinking, this is a terrible idea and it will never work. What do you type?
I have some concerns about this approach. Could we schedule a brief call to discuss alternative solutions?
Excellent. Concerns and alternative solutions. Very diplomatic. Scenario 3. You are thinking, I am not doing this. It is not my job.
I want to make sure this gets handled correctly. I think this might fall under Sarah's expertise. So I am looping her in to help.
Looping her in. That is a great phrasal verb. It sounds collaborative, not like you are throwing someone under the bus.
Exactly. It is all about framing. Scenario 4. You are thinking, stop emailing me. I am on vacation.
Wait, that one is easy. You set an automatic out of office reply that says, thank you for your email. I am currently out of the office with limited access to email. I will respond upon my return.
Laughs. Yes. The magic of the auto. Responder. It is the ultimate digital boundary.
It is beautiful. It speaks for you while you are actually enjoying your life.
Exactly. And that is the ultimate goal of all this. Alex, we learn these phrases and these boundaries not just to be good workers, but to protect our peace of mind, so we can actually enjoy our lives outside of the screen.
That is a really profound takeaway. I think my biggest lesson today is that digital communication is not about being perfect or being the fastest. It is about being clear, being respectful, and protecting my own time.
Clear, respectful, and protective of your time. That is a fantastic mantra.
I'm going to put that on a sticky note right next to my monitor. And I'm going to turn off my read receipts.
Lavs, oh, turning off read receipts is a power move. I respect that.
Yes. If I read it, I will reply when I am ready. The 3 little dots will not control my life anymore.
That is the spirit. You are taking back your digital autonomy.
Thank you, Sophia. This conversation was exactly what I needed. I feel so much more confident about navigating emails, texts, and the dreaded green dot.
I am so glad to hear that. Alex, and to all our listeners out there, if you feel anxious about digital communication in English, remember this: you do not have to reply instantly. It is okay to use templates and formulas. And a thumbs up emoji is not worth losing sleep over.
And if you ever feel tempted to write per my last email, just take a deep breath, delete it, and write as a quick reminder instead. Your colleagues will thank you.
Exactly. We will see you all next time. Keep your boundaries strong. Your emails clear? And bye. Alex?
Bye, Sophia.